2D measurement with algebra, and using the distributive property to combine polynomials. Remember, the distributive property tells us to multiply each term in the brackets with the monomial in front or behind the brackets. So what that means is A gets multiplied with B, and A also gets multiplied with C to give you AB plus AC. If it's written with the A at the back, you still do A times B plus A times C. And we can extend that to 3 terms to get AB plus AC plus AD. And it doesn't matter again if it's behind, or we could go to 4 terms or 5 terms, etc. Now, if you look at this example here, the negative x is in front, so we multiply x with x, or sorry, negative x with x, and negative x with positive 3. So what that means is I've got the negative x being multiplied with the x, and then negative x being multiplied with positive 3. Now remember, negative times a positive is a negative, and when I have x times x, it means x multiplied by itself 2 times, so the exponent is 2. And negative times a positive is a negative, and x times 3 is 3x. 2x squared times 2. Again, the 2x squared gets multiplied with the 2 and with the 3x. And if I wanted to write it out a little bit longer, I could write it as 2x squared times 2 plus 2x squared times negative 3x. 2 times 2 is 4, and the x squared just stays the same. Positive 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, but I have x squared times x, and that's interesting. What does that mean? X squared times x means x squared is x times x times x. So it means x multiplied by itself 3 times. So we're just using our knowledge of expanded form to help us simplify powers. 2 times 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. Remember, distribute the 2. So it's 2 times 3x squared positive 2 times negative 2x, positive 2 times negative 5. 2 times 3 is 6, and the x squared stays. Positive 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and I keep the x. Positive 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Okay. This one's a little bit different. I have to distribute. And I see a bracket, an end bracket. I stopped distributing that too, but now I see a 3 that I need to distribute. I'm not sure what that symbol is that appeared between the x and the 5. It should be a negative sign though. So we have 2 times 3x plus 2 times negative 2, positive 3 times x, and positive 3 times negative 5. 2 times 3x is 6x. Positive 2 times negative 2 gives me negative 4. Positive 3 times x is positive 3x. And positive 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. I need to now group my like terms together. And if I look, my 6x and my 3x are the same. And my minus 4 and my minus 15 are the same. So if I do 6x plus 3x, I have to keep the sign that's in front of the term. Minus 4 minus 15. 3 plus 6 is 9x's. And if I take 4 and take 15, I've taken a total of 19. Again, this one here, I'm going to distribute the 2 with the negative 5 and the negative 3, and I'm going to stop because I see a bracket. Now I see plus, and I don't see a number in front of the bracket. I'm going to put a 1 there because that's what that means. I've got one bracket. So 1 times 2x, 1 times negative 6. So it's 2 times negative 5x plus 2 times negative 3, and then plus 1 times 2x plus 1 times negative 6. So it's negative 10x. Positive 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Positive 1 times 2x, that's plus 2x. Positive 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. Group my like terms together. These are both x's. Those are both constants. So I've got negative 10x plus 2x because I keep the sign in front of the 2. And then negative 6 because I keep the signs in front of the 6. If I take 10x's and give you 2x's back, I've taken 8x's. And if I take 6 and take another 6, I've taken 12. Almost done. Last one. So we're going to do negative x times 5 and negative x times negative 3. And I don't see a number here. I can put a 1 there because there's one bracket. Minus 1 times 2x squared and minus 1 times 3. So that gives me negative x times 5x. Subtract x times negative 3. Then subtract 1 times 2x squared. Subtract 1 times positive 3. So remember, that's going to be negative 1 times 5, which is negative 5. And I've got x times x, which can be written as a power. So it's x squared. Negative times a negative is a positive 3x. Negative 1 times 2x, negative 2x squared. And negative 1 times positive 3 is negative 3x. And if I look, the only like terms I have are these two here because they both have an exponent of 2. The 3x only has an exponent of 1, so it's not a like term. So if I take 5 and I take 2, I've taken a total of 7x squared, so it's negative 7x squared plus 3x minus 3. And of course, when I print the file of this lesson, you'll see everything is written out neatly and you can copy it from there.